This is Matt for In Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by super featherweight, finally, Jono Carroll after some technical issues. Jono, how's things going? Have you had a good New Year, good Christmas with the family?
Yeah, mate, it's been amazing. I literally just moved over to Dubai, so it's been different. It's been a different, totally different Christmas to what I'm used to. You know what I mean? Especially from coming from Ireland and then Spain to here, man. It's just it's amazing. Life is good. Life is good, my brother. But it's like I said, it's very different. But it's all good.
So you permanently moved to Dubai. I thought you were living in Spain still.
Yeah, it was and then we just kind of made a decision last minute. It was just kind of last minute. We spoke about a few different things and bounced things off each other, me and the missus, and then it was just like, listen, why don't we just go? And we just made our mind up and just done it. We literally packed the house up within like 2 weeks, and was just bounced. I still have my house there and all. Like, don't be wrong, I'm still gonna be going back there for camps and stuff sometimes, but yeah, I'm here full time now.
What's it like out there in Dubai? Obviously, that seems to be the place to go. Everybody goes there now, and I think you even had one of your last fights in Dubai, didn't you?
Well, that was the thing. When I came home, I was in Vegas, and there was it was just like, I don't know. When I was in Vegas, the missus was just like bored in the house and that, and she just, when we got back, I was like, you know what? Like, let's just go. You know, if we're in Dubai, it's just going to be so much better. Spain, they don't really celebrate Christmas as much as kind of over here. There's so much more to do for the kids and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I had the fight over here, we just literally packed the whole kids up, the bags up, everything, and on that flight for the fight, we just put all the bags on and we just didn't look back. That's what I mean. We're mad things. We just done it. I don't know. Like, we're just crazy like that.
It's good though, that, isn't it? You experience a different part of the world, I suppose. It's completely different from Ireland, and then again, it'll be different from Spain. Do you miss Ireland? Do you get to go back much?
No, I do get to go back a good bit. Like, when I go back, I do need a holiday after the blading place. So we're just like, it's just mad. It is. It's just a different level over there, you know. Like, it's no, it was too hectic when I got home. I'd be always like having to see people everywhere. I'd get pulled left, right, and centre. All my family like expect to see, and I've got a big enough family, and so has the missus got a big family too. So it's like, for us, you'd be exhausted after going home. You know what I mean? So we'd be only happy to kind of get back out to the likes of Dubai or Spain and just put our feet up and relax a little bit, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I didn't know you'd moved to Dubai. I thought you were still in Spain. I knew you'd moved out there, so big change, but
yeah,
impressive. Man.
Yeah, it was just last minute. Like I said, it was literally last minute. When I had that fight, we decided to come back from Vegas, and it was just like, come on, we just go. And within the 2 weeks that I came back from Vegas, we just packed the whole house up and just left. And then we were in a hotel after the fight. We were in a hotel still for like a week, trying to find a house on Bladen, all sorts of sites, trying to find houses. And we just like eventually got one. And boom, we just moved in and just paid for the year rent and was like, get in the door. And now I'm in the middle of sorting out my visa and all. So everything is good. Everything is good, my brother. Like, life is for living, and we just live it to the max. It's mad. Because the thing is, me and the missus done a lot of traveling when we were young, so we're accustomed to just like, want to just go there? Yeah, let's go. Like, we lived in Australia for a while. We lived in Spain, obviously. So it's just like, we don't care. We just go wherever the wind blows.
That's class.
Whatever sounds good.
No, that's class. It's good to see different parts of the world, different cultures, and it's definitely different over there in comparison to where you've been. So, no, it's class.
Sure.
Wanted to touch on, obviously, how good a year it was for you, 2021, off the back of 2020, which obviously was, I know we're going back a bit of double-ended sword for you. You had, at the time, a career best performance over Scott Quigg. I remember that because that's when I first started my channel before I moved on and did all these other bits. And then obviously you had the Maxi Hughes thing, but you bounced back last year and knocked together 3 fights, 3 victories, and you've put yourself in an unbelievable position now to be fighting for a world title soon. Talk to me about last year. How much better was it for you?
The thing is, like, even with the whole Maxi Hughes thing, I never lost faith. I always knew my value, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I knew what I was capable of accomplishing in the sport. So, like, I had the Maxi Hughes thing, and then I'm going to come back with three wins and 2 knockouts. And, like, I've just performed way better since that fight. Like, for me, I always think life throws a curveball at you when you think you're all sweet and you're settled. It likes to throw a little curveball every now and again, and that was my thing. But it's just testing you to see are you ready for the next step. That's what I believe. Always when bad shit happens to me in my life, I just think, that's God testing me to see am I ready for the next step. I swear. So then when bad shit happens, then I'm like, I'm only expecting good to come now. You know what I mean? Like it's as bad as they're gonna get. Like so, let's just enjoy the good. I'm looking forward to the good times now. So I don't mind when it's good things or bad things come at my way. I always know with the mindset that I have that it's always gonna work out. You know what I mean? And then like that, I came back, had a few amazing victories, fought on 2 amazing cards. One I just bounced back real quick in Spain. Like it was just like not a local card, but like you know what I mean. It was a small show. Couldn't care less. It was over the moon just to get on the show. It was last minute as well. But since the Maxi Hughes fight, I went home and I just trained. I had a holiday already booked for the Maxi after the Maxi Hughes thing, and I was training even on my holidays. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just like that I'm so disciplined now. It's made me a better boxer at the end of the day. So last year was a fantastic year. I've met coming out with a beautiful new son. I'm at a moving country. I've went over and played and sparred Devin Haney and all, like, in Vegas. Yeah. I fought in Miami on like a Thriller card, which was like, had 50 Cent fucking commentating on my fight, I had like a mad year. It was fantastic. It was crazy.
We'll get to the business end of boxing, but what was that Thriller thing like? Because you had, like I said, 50 Cent there. There's a bit of they had a bit of a period where things were just kicking off. Snoop Dogg on commentary on one fight, 50 Cent on another. What was that experience like? Yeah, just a completely different environment.
It was weird. It was so surreal. Like, it was a really surreal thing. The whole build up to it was just weird and shocking. Like, there was times where I was like, is this fucking real? Like, I remember sitting there in the press conference and Donald Trump jumps on the commentary and starts like talking on a video call. Like, Donald Trump's son was there and I was like, what? I was like, this is mad. Like, it just was like, man, it was just so weird. And you were just throwing money at the card. So we were staying in like this amazing hotel. When I got there, I was just like, oh, like I just want to bring my family here on a holiday. Like, this place is unreal. And I'm at doing like a camp in Mexico. So I was in some slums in Mexico to then going to that place that I was like, whoa, like it was just such a different culture shock again. That like I love the way boxing, you see the glitz and glamour of the sport, and then you see like while I'm in training camp, people begging me with kids in their hands for food on the bleeding side of the road in Mexico. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just a crazy thing. You have to grind in the slums with no one seeing, no one watching, and then when you get to them big shows, you're like, whoa, like this is what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's deadly. It was the deadly card, and I'm just so happy that I was part of it.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? When you look back now and you think about it, and when you look at where you box, you didn't just box in 3 consecutive places like a lot of people do. You had the luxury of, obviously, you were living in Spain, you went to America, then you had Dubai. What was the fight in Dubai like for you? What was that whole experience on that particular card? What was that like for you?
That was amazing too. That was a different level also. Like, because Dubai is such a beautiful place. Like, we were literally 5 minutes down the road from like just the whole city, everything and anything, and we were just in the Coca-Cola arena, like literally 5 minutes down the road. And the hotel was in walking distance. Like when I got to the hotel again, it was just a beautiful hotel. Like, you're in the heart of the city.
Yeah, it
was just, even the way the show was done was different to what I've ever seen before. Because like Dubai, again, the same was like Thriller. Like, they were throwing money at the card. You had like these big white leather seats.
The arena was huge.
It was huge, the arena. Big. But like the VIPs weren't like VIPs just close. The VIPs were all in like leather bleeding couches and like leather one-seaters all beside each other. I was like, what? What? Like, like it was proper VIP. It wasn't like just a couple of chairs that was front row. It's not like that over here. It was like they had their own. Like, there was people that had like couch and like a table and all. You know what I mean? In front of them, like
a living room.
Yeah, like, you might as well. They could have the feet up on the table and just chilled. Took the flip flops off and relaxed. It was a mad environment again, but great experience. Yeah, very good experience.
When you're looking at the future now, then I was looking at the rankings earlier, and it says that you're number 2 in the WBA rankings. It's got, I think, Chris Colbert as number 1, and the world title, the super title, the one that's recognised as the title, is currently vacant. Now, I believe you thought, was it Andy Vences? I hope I pronounced his name right. An eliminator. Is that all tied in? Are you getting a shot lined up for yourself now for the vacant title? You have to fight Colbert for it. How's it going to work? You know, mapping out your year coming up.
Well, I don't know. I thought Chris Corbett was supposed to fight the champion. Now you're saying the champion. Did he vacate? Did you say?
I'm checking. There's obviously there's 2 champions. I think there's a WBA. I think there's still the WBA regular, and then it says that the super champions vacant.
Yeah. So I know the WBA champion. I know Chris Corbett is fighting the WBA champion. Right. And I think whoever wins of that, I'm gonna probably get on. Whoever wins there, I'll probably get the winner. So that's what we're looking at. But you just don't know with this boxing game. There's so much political things involved that you just never know. It's a mad sport. I fought for the World Title Eliminator, but then I thought Chris Corbett was supposed to fight the champion in December, and that's why we got to fight in December then again. So we're like, Mom, we don't like get stale or anything. Like, let's stay in the gym, let's stay active and fight around the same time they are. Now, therefore, is getting pushed back. So like, I'm not even looking at that because the belts exchange hands so fast. You don't know who's going to be the champion when. It's a mad, like, it's so hot, the division right now. Like, super featherweight and lightweight is really hot right now. There's some amazing talent in the division. So I'm just trying to be the best I can possibly be, and whoever and whenever I get an opportunity, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna take it. I'm just looking forward to it. You know what I mean? My time is coming, I believe.
Yeah, I always enjoy your face-offs at press conferences. There's no anything. I think it must have been the Tevin Farmer one. At the time where Tevin Farmer was Tevin Farmer, we haven't seen him for a bit, but he was in his prime and doing some amazing things. And you showed him no respect, obviously, outside the ring until you got in there. I believe you did some sparring and stuff after it, but yeah, I always enjoy it. You're in that mode because you're, like you just said there, like if something bad happens to you, you're excited because something happy is gonna happen. So that makes you a very dangerous man to beat because it doesn't really matter, does it? If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's gonna come good.
100%. Like, I'm one of those people that, like, I like the fact that, like, not about like Muhammad Ali and Tyson, they all had defeats and they came back and they won. You know, when you talk about the greatest fighters of all time, other than Floyd Mayweather, of course, take Floyd out there, they all had losses on the record. So, like, for me, I don't care. I just want to be exciting. I want to be the best fighter I can be. And like I said, like, when bad stuff happens to me in my life, I've always been able to look back in the future and said, oh, well, that wouldn't have happened if that hadn't happened. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have maybe made this decision if that bad shit didn't happen to me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, every time bad things happen to me in life, I swear to God, I've just bounced back a million times better. Like, and I can list at least 10 things that is like bad that most people will crumble and probably go into depression from. And it was just like water off a duck's back. I just rolled with the punches and just kept coming. You know what I mean? I'm one of them. And you know what? It's almost mad and weird to say because it's true that I almost sometimes need bad shit to happen to me for me to perform at my best. Because I think, like, shit's against me now. You have to step up.
Yeah. Do you
so when I have the likes of
you need your back against the wall sometimes in a fight.
Yeah. I'm almost like a dog. Like, I'm all friendly and shit if you rub me, but like when my back's against the wall, I can bite, no problem. You know what I mean? I'm happy to bite. But like, I'm one of them. Like, it's only when my back's against the wall that you'll see the real me come out. And that's why when I knew I was against the Farmer, I knew I was the underdog. I knew Eddie, no one wanted me to win that fight. So I knew, like, you have to go out here and make a statement. And win, lose, or draw on that fight, I went there, I made a statement. I showed where my caliber is. And even that, it was very early in my career. Like, if you take away prize fighter, which I always do, because I didn't take prize fighter serious. Like, I didn't take any boxing career serious, like up to well after prize fighter. But like, there are 3 3-minute rounds. They're basically amateur bouts. And I went, so like, that's I went into that world title fight with 16 bouts, but like if you take them 3 bouts out of there, that's like 14 bouts basically. Like you know, I wasn't experienced enough.
Yeah.
So when I went back and I started sparring him, I was like doing things in sparring that I didn't think I was capable of doing. So I'd never end up trying in the fight. So I was like, oh, I'm better at actually boxing sometimes. And that's when I came back and outboxed Scott Quigg, was when I realised I'm a better boxer than what I thought I was. Because when I went over to spar farmer, I started like catching him with shots, like, you know, like outthinking him and making him miss and making him pay, like things that I should have done in the fight. But my experience wasn't there. And now it is. So now I just feel like I'm ready now. Give me that world title and I'm going to take it even more. So now.
I think in boxing, it's obviously it's cool to be undefeated, and I think obviously Floyd made that popular. And I've said this to a few fighters, but it's one of them where a loss, like I said, it can make you or break you. And you know, if you still want to carry on and you can still do good things. You've proved that. You've lost a farmer. You've come back. You had at the time it was an unexpected loss to Maxie Hughes, and he's obviously gone on to do great things. And now exactly, and now you're bouncing back and you're doing things. So it can define you in a good way, can't it? A loss and show how far you can come and bounce back. So I think
that's actually what I quite like Maxie Hughes as well, because he showed the same heart. Like he lost to like Martin Ward and stuff like that, and then he came back. He got a draw and then he lost. So like he's got a few losses in his career, but he came back and now he's a world champion. So you have to respect a man like that. And like Maxie's a nice family man too, so I just like him. And that's why sometimes that's the thing as well with me. I like to not like my opponents, and I will box better because I genuinely don't. When I haven't got any bad feelings for anyone, I'm like the French fella, same thing. Had nothing against them, and I got a bleeding draw. I was like, wouldn't I just like store some shit? Like, because when I say a lot of things, I always back it up, because then I'm like, really, I have to back that up now.
Pressure.
You know what I mean? I'm just one of them. Pressure. I like pressure. So I like when bad things happen. Like I went into that fight that I was supposed to fight in Miami with what's his name, Andy Vinces. I had to get a bleeding cortisone shot in my hand, because my hand was in bits for that fight. Like this last fight, I got a cut in the last sparring blade with Shakur Stevens. 16 days out from the fight, and I got 7 or 8 stitches, I'm not sure, in my eye coming into this last fight. So for me, I always, when stuff is against me, I'm like, I just perform. I always have to have something bad, and then I'm like, all right, it's normal now. Now we're gonna step up. And the Scott Quigg fight was the same. I actually got a cortisone shot, and it was a different hand. No, same hand. But it was in a knuckle. My knuckle was killing me. It was. And if you look on my Instagram page, you'll see it. All the blood clotting in my thing. It's disgusting. You have to scroll down a lot.
Yeah,
but it's a blood clot, and I'm not messing with it. It's about that thick, and it came out of my hand. 2 of them came out at 2 different occasions. But before the Quigg fight, I had to get a cortisone shot to numb that, because that was killing me. So again, when I got the cortisones, I was like, I'm sweet now. But I really wasn't. I shouldn't have been boxing. My fucking hands was killing me. But I've done it anyway. You know what I mean? It's mad.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, isn't it? That's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's a fight game. These are all the things that people don't hear before the fight. But you can't say them because the commission won't let you fight.
You mentioned some big names. You just mentioned big names that you've sparred with, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. There's other big names out there like Oscar Valdez. Now, you as the fighter as well as a fan, if you could pick a mega fight for you, regardless of belts or world titles or whatever, who do you want to fight?
I would love a fight with Oscar Valdez.
The Gervonta Davis.
Would absolutely love that fight.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, not so much because he's lightweight. Fight. You know what I mean? I don't really care for that fight because that's not on my mindset. But Oscar Valdez is. I heard through the grapevine that what's his name wants to move up. What's his name? That Mexican fighter who Carl Frampton for. Won one and then he lost one. Leo Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Leo Santa Cruz apparently is coming up to super featherweight. And just because he's like a couple of weight belt holder, I would love a fight off him because he throws so many punches and so do I. That's only going to be a fan-friendly fight. So I'd love that fight.
Just
Who else would I like?
any big name then, basically.
Any big name. It has to be a big name, like, because for me, like I feel like I'm at the end of my career. Like I kind of want only big fights now. I don't want no journeyman. I don't want no tick over fights.
Yeah.
If you're a big name, I'll accept your fight. And no one people like, oh, this fella doesn't want to fight me. That fella, I will fight and smash anyone. I don't care who we fight. I just want to be paid for my fight. And if you pay me the right money, if you're a nobody or if you're a big name, I don't care. Show me the money and I'll fight anyone. I'll fight some granny on the street for bleeding the right money. You know what I mean? Show me the money, I'll fight.
You've mentioned you mentioned pay me the right money and you'll fight, etc. But how big of a deal is it for you to become world champion before your career's over? How big of a carrot is that? Is that like the ultimate aim for you to at least say you've reached that goal?
Yeah, because I have that in my goal book, and for me, like I need to hit all them goals in my goal book. You know what I mean? Before I finish, I got a goal book and that I have all my things what I want to win in the near future and what I want to achieve in like long distance and stuff like that. But like, yeah, I have all my stuff wrote down, and that's one of them is winning a world title. So I have to win a world title. Like, there's no if but or maybe. It's like you have to win it, and even after I have to win a world title, this is like the pressure that I put on myself for you to feel accomplished as a man. That's actually word for word what I have wrote down in the goal book. So I have to win it. Like, there is no two ways about it. Like, you know, for me to feel accomplished in my career, I have to win that world title.
Well, fingers crossed, you should get it this year. You should get the opportunity at the very least, depending on how everything and politics and COVID and everything else in the world that turns out. But we're going to end this interview a bit of a different way. I did it yesterday with Kieran Conway. We're just going to play a game of basically a pick 'em. I'm going to give you two things. You've just got to choose one or the other. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
It's a bit different. Right.
Sweet.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Canelo Alvarez or Triple G?
Triple G.
Shower or bath?
What?
Shower or bath?
Oh, shower. Shower. Unless it's a cold bath.
Night out with the boys or night in with the missus?
Night in with the missus.
Oh, you bottled that one.
She's sitting right beside me, mate. She's sitting right beside me. What do you think? It's a stupid question. But she's sitting right here beside me. And she looked at me straight away. So, right now I'm sitting in with the missus. If I was out with the lads, you know the right answer would be going out with the lads as well.
I knew what I was doing, don't you worry. Driving or flying?
Driving or flying?
Yeah.
Flying.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram, for sure.
Shakur Stevenson or Javonte Davis?
Shakur Stevenson.
Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren?
Frank Warren. Because Frank Warren looked after me when Eddie Hearn didn't. Woo! Frank Hearn got me my first title. And Eddie Hearn told me other things. So, definitely Frank Warren. But I like Eddie. Me and Eddie are cool now. But he didn't like me for a long time. And he knows why. And I know why. But me and Eddie are sweet now. So I like Eddie. But at the time, Frank Warren saved my career, actually. Saved my career. So, definitely Frank.
Nice little soundbite there.
Paid me less. But saved my career.
Swings and roundabouts. Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury?
Tyson Fury is me mate. So Tyson Fury.
You got to go with your mate.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Comedy or horror?
Comedy.
Madison Square Garden or the MGM Grand?
MGM Grand, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Tevin Farmer or Scott Quigg?
Tevin Farmer, for sure.
Brilliant. Right, we've had a bit of crack with that. I just wanted to see what you'd say on a few of them, but yeah, the Warren and Hearn one's interesting. Are you and Eddie cool now then, or what?
Yeah, me and Eddie are killed, yeah, but there was a little thing that went on. I don't actually even think it was so much Eddie. I think it was Sky Sports. But after I fought in Germany, because of my tattoo on my back, they told me I would never fight on TV again. Sky Sports said. And like, even though I fought on a few more of the shows after that, they were put me on like force before the TV slot started and all, you know, and because they had a contract with me. And then, yeah, it was mad. It was like, so then they wanted me to get it covered up. They were telling me to get it covered up with either get it lasered off or covered up with makeup, and I refused. I was like, no, me bollocks. Yeah, fuck that. Like, so then I was like, no, not a chance. So then I was actually ready to hang up the gloves and walk away from boxing until I joined with MDK, and then MDK said like, fuck that, don't worry about it. We'll get you signed with Frank. So Frank got me fights, got me my first IBF title, my first 2 IBF titles, and only then when I was in the position, because I got the 2 IBF titles, only then Tevin Farmer had the IBF belt. So then Eddie offered me a 3-fight deal. So we knew going into the Tevin Farmer fight that this is set up, because Eddie Hearn was already telling me I'm not going to fight. Well, it wasn't actually Eddie. Eddie or Sky Sports told my previous trainer that I wouldn't fight on TV unless I got it covered up. And that was the crack, yeah. So I told them, like, that, like, so when we got the call then for they gave me a 3-fight deal for the Farmer fight. He said a world title eliminator, then the world title against Tevin Farmer, and if you lose, we'll give you an X amount of money for the thing, and if you win, we'll give you X amount of money. But we knew very well what it was, but we didn't care because we got an opportunity to fight for the world title. So we're like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. Wow. You know what I mean?
That's an interesting.
So yeah, yeah, it was very interesting. And when I remember the first time I fought back on the show for the world title eliminator. Like, I got on great with everyone in Sky Sports when I was fighting on Sky Sports before. Like, I fought on the Germany card when Tyson Fury fought Klitschko.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was amazing. Like, and they all loved me. Everyone loved me after prize fighter. And, like, all the Sky team loved me. Like, I got on great with everyone as it is, you know what I mean? So, just chatting to everyone and whatever. You all loved me. And then after that fight in Germany, apparently loads of stuff got said to Sky Sports about me tattoo and this, that, and the other. I don't know. And then they said they wouldn't have me on the show.
What's your tattoo?
So the tattoo on my back, all it means in the Irish language is "Our day will come." That's all it says. Our day will come. So the big cross on my back, my uncle died on my 16th birthday, and I got that cross. He left me that cross and a chain. So I put that cross on my back, and I got the saying "Our day will come" because it was his favorite saying. He used to always say it for everything. He was a mad Republican, you know. Yeah. So he used to always say, "Our day will come," like chuck a guy off. But the IRA used to use it when they were fighting against England, like, "Our day will come that we'll get our whole country back." So they were trying to say that it was a terrorist saying. I was like, it ain't no fucking terrorist saying. All it says is "Our day will come," and like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. And I got it for total different reasons. And because it was such a personal reason for me, when I had someone telling me I have to get it taken off, like, so my uncle was a boxer as well, and he was at every single one of my amateur fights. And then he died on my 16th birthday when I actually won my All-Ireland. I found my uncle dead that morning, and I had to go and pick up my All-Ireland medal that evening. And this was my birthday, my 16th birthday, right? And so this was the chain that, like, he put this chain on me just the night before, with the cross on it. So that's the reasoning for me getting that big huge cross on my back, and then got this "Our day will come," because I remember watching the Scott Wig and the Carl Froch fight, and the missus, and I only had to have one professional fight, and the missus said to me, "Oh, I can't wait till someday you're on the TV," and I said, "I took a girl off." So the next day, just like "Our day will come," as in, it's just a saying, you know what I mean? As well. So "Our day will come that I will be on TV." That's what I said to her the night before. So the next day, long story short, I was going to get this tattoo finished. It took me bleeding 4 years to get this tattoo finished. It's a huge cross, like. But your man couldn't do the tattoo, he said, through an image. He said, "Bro, I need the actual cross." He said, "Is there anything else you want?" He was a friend of mine that worked in the tattoo place. "Is there anything else you want? Fuck it, you're here now." And I was like, do you know what, actually? Give us this saying. So I just said, "Our day will come." Me and with my uncle and the missus, I only said to her the night before. Yeah. So it all kind of just happened naturally, you know, organically. The tattoo saying came. Now I knew what the fuck it meant. And the tattoo fella said to me, bro, when I looked this up, because he had to Google it, like, I said, this is like a terrorist sign. You sure you want this on your back? I was like, fuck that, don't mind, that's old shit. I was like, just put it on. My uncle used to say it all the time. I only said to me missus last night, our day will come that we will be champion or be on TV one day. I was like, fuck it, just do it. But I was only like 19. I was only a kid as well. I wasn't really thinking too straight, you know what I mean? Didn't think it was going to fuck me up in the future. And boom, then all of a sudden it did fuck me up in the future. Everyone was telling me to get rid of it. I was like, get the fuck? I'll walk away from boxing quicker than I'll take this tattoo off me back. I've said that to everybody. Like, I had my own bleeding dad telling me to get rid of it. I had like Gemma's stepdad telling me to get rid of it. I had a lot of people telling me. My missus had me back. My missus never always said, like, fuck that, don't be doing that for nobody. And I was like, no, you're right, I'm not. So yeah, like that again, when my back is up against the wall, I don't care. Like, I'll walk away from something, because boxing to me, at the time especially, like, I didn't even love it. I didn't care about it. It wasn't paying me enough. It was paying me like $1.5 grand a round, or $1.5 grand a fight. I actually got like a little over I was getting 500 quid a round when I fought on the Germany card. So like, you're giving me like a couple of grand. Like, why should I fucking, and then I have to give like 20% to my trainer. So like, why should I get this tattoo that means so much to me and my whole family? Why should I get that removed? Because you're giving me $5 grand every like 6 months? Fuck off. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was that.
That's it's a very unique story, but yeah, no, look,
publish that shit if you want, by the way. I don't care. That's been said. I've already said all this before in different times, but didn't really go into it that much detail. You've got the whole rundown of the story, but yeah, just so you know.
Brilliant. No, it's interesting crack. Right, look, good luck for this year. Looking forward to seeing you progress. Have a great time in Dubai. You're home now. And
thank you for that.
Look forward to seeing how you get on. Some big fights for you this year. So yeah, good luck and all that.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you for taking the time to interview me and everything else.
Anytime. No problem. Catch you later.
Good man.
Bye-bye.
Take care, bro. God bless. Bye-bye.